Hey guys, Wild Willie here. This video is going to be about the ease of solar and my progression, I guess, to solar and how I started out and where I am now, kind of. The reason why I'm doing this video is because more than ever, solar is more affordable, easier than ever to set up. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have. It's very simple, very cost effective, and it can be a game changer in an emergency situation, or even if you just want to kind of trim down on the power bill a little bit. So I'm going to go over with you the ease of solar, not the sophistication, because it can get complex depending on what you're doing. But I'm going to show you some of the ways how I started out, then where I went from there, and I'm almost at where I want to be. And I'm not going to do a video on that part today. I'm going to show you 3 different ways I started out on solar and how to get going on it and the ease of it. It's not that hard. It's becoming more and more cost effective, like I just said, and anyone can do it. So anyways, let's go take a look at option number 1, or the first way I started out on solar. Here's number 1, guys. This is honestly and truly how I started out with solar. By buying a few of these solar lights. So basically I have a line running to a window outside, solar panels outside. These things are made for outdoor, for your shed, for your balcony, your patio sets, whatever. But we use these when we first started out. We put them in bedrooms upstairs. We put them in the basement. And they charge quick. They charge in about 5 hours, and they give off about 8 hours of light. Very simple. You click this on, and that's it. These things are very bright. They light up the basement. They're great for an emergency power outage. We still use them. We still have them around. We just don't have them hanging all over the place, but we do keep the batteries charged. This was the first way we started out, not only for prepping for extra light, but for just cutting on the hydro bills. At night, these would come on. In the wintertime, have one of these, we'd go all night in the hallway for a night light. And it doesn't seem like much, but over time, over a year, we found out our savings were adding up because we're not using the electricity, just on simple stuff like lighting up rooms and night lights. These things work great. So this was our option number 1. They're still a great option. You can get them now cheaper than ever. These lights, you can spend anywhere from $10 up to $80, but they're going to last and they work well. This was option number 1. This is how we first started out. This was option number 2 for us, guys, because I really didn't know about solar. It was still relatively new, and I didn't like dicking around with the technology a little bit. I tried a little bit. I had a couple little 5-watt panels and stuff, but wasn't exactly sure what was going on. So I ended up buying these power banks, these power boxes. I bought mine from Canadian Tire, but you can buy them pretty much anywhere. Different brands, different makes. You can charge them via 12 volt or your regular house 120. So what I was doing with these, I eventually got an 80 watt, I think it was 80 watt or 100 watt panel. I can't remember what it was, and it comes, the Coleman brand, this brand here, and I'm just showing this because these kits now, we're going to talk about this in a minute, but this brand here had an adapter that would plug right into the 120 side in here, right into there. So I could charge, I wouldn't need a charge controller, wouldn't need anything. I set the solar panel up in the sun, I ran the cable, and I could charge this. And the best part is, this has a built-in inverter. This has automatic charge shut-off. When you plug it into your wall and the battery gets charged, it shuts off. It was doing the same thing with the solar panel. So all I needed was a solar panel, and I had more than one of these. So when I would use one in an emergency situation or 2 to run the TV, DVD player, whatever, it would run down. I'd grab another one. I'd charge one up right away. So if you even had 3 of these and you were cycling through them, now, a 100-watt panel was charging this in about 7 hours in good sunlight, 7-8 hours, maybe 9 hours in good sunlight. Perfect sunlight, actually. Might take 2 days to charge one, but if you're running 3 of these, and one panel, 100-watt panel, you're never going to run out of electricity, assuming you're not being you're being stupid, not being stupid with it. You got enough power to run lights, to run other things. And the good thing about these power banks, they all come with adapters. You can link them together. So this one's 700 watts. So, example, you had 3 of these, there's 2100 watts of potential power for you. That was option number 2. Before I get into option number 3, guys, as it progressed and I did get around with solar and learning about batteries, these kits are becoming more and more common now, and the price is dropping. Originally, for example, this kit alone, for one of these panels in the full kit with the charge controller, all the wiring, everything that came with it, one of these 40-watt panels originally was like $500 for the kit. Now they're selling 2 packs, which means you got 2 kits included, 2 40-watt panels, everything you need, 2 charge controllers, 2 sets of wiring, 2 sets of cables, everything you need except an inverter and a battery, and now they're selling them for less than 200 bucks. Panels are dropping, guys. Canadian Solar, someone pointed out to me the other day, my buddy Joe, 300 watt panels, $335. Crystalline panels. Incredible, free shipping. So solar is becoming more affordable and easier to use. So as this changed and I really started to look at solar and see the benefits of it, I went from this and I actually set up solar. So I'm going to show you my first solar setup and how I originally started. So as I progressed, guys, and the cost dropped dramatically, I got into solar. This is level 2 for me, I guess, or the third step I really started. Basically, with one of those kits came a charge controller and the wiring and the solar panel. So outside, for example, for this one, I have a 100 watt solar panel. So that's now, okay, let's do the math on this, guys, really to see where we are now. Let's assuming we don't buy kits. So now for a 100 watt solar panel, you're going to pay around $150 for it. For a decent, here's the key, guys, a decent deep cycle RV marine battery meant for running solar 12 volt battery, you're going to pay another, $150 to $200 for it, say $150. So you're looking at $300 for a battery, a battery and a panel. Charge controllers, you can pick them off Amazon, really good ones, and I'll show you the really good one in a minute for 30 bucks. So right now you're in for 330 bucks, and you can pick up good power inverters off Amazon too for the $70, $80 range. So you're looking at $400, guys, to run yourself one battery, one panel, one inverter, one charge controller, and be all set for around $400. $500 absolutely max. And really, over a year, and how do I use this? When this first setup was here, basically I ran an extension cord, plugged this in, and then I ran the extension cord up through my ductwork. I had air vents coming out of the walls upstairs, so that all I did was run extension cords up and through, and had the other end hanging out. Most of the time, it was hidden behind major appliances like the fireplace or whatever, a book stand. So, and then I could run my lamps and everything. Just run them in behind there, power bars or whatever I needed. That's how I started out. I kind of progressed a little bit, guys. The same setup. Deep cycle battery, once again, $150. Panel outside, 100 watt panel, $150. This charge controller costs just as much as this one. But now, like I said, Amazon, $30. This gives me the option. You'll see there, I'm not in direct sunlight. This gives you plenty of options, and it's really simple to program and use, guys. So right now in the shade, I'm pulling 14.2 volts off this panel. It tells me just running temperature, amperage. I can have it set so my battery will max out at 13.8 volts and won't overcharge. If it does empty out, it won't kick back on until 12.5. It'll shut off at 11.6. This is very easy to use, guys, this system. It's not hard, and it's incredible. It works great. And once again, same price, $30, $150 for the panel, $150 for the battery. And this inverter actually is, this inverter here is a little bit more. I think it was 1,500 watt, this one. This one cost me like 80 bucks in the day. Now they're even cheaper. Guys, $400, $500, you can set yourself up a mighty nice system. $500 tops. And I mean, if you snoop, you can get a lot lower. You can get kits. It's not hard to do, guys. The biggest investment is your panel and your battery, and if you can get a decent kit for a good price, you're even laughing. Now what? You're looking at, okay, well, what does a 100 watt panel charge, and how long does that take to charge? Good day takes me 8 hours to charge this battery, right when it's at shut off. What will this power? Well, let me see. Let me see if I can find a chart or something for you to take a look at. Hold on. Here's just some of it, guys. A fully charged 12 volt battery can run any of the following. Data is for individual application, not combined, blah, blah, blah. So basically, CB radio, guys, that's what the average, about 5 watts. 280 hours runtime. Great if you're a prepper. Got constant communication. 10 watt light, 140 hours. Well, you know what? Most of the LEDs, you can get bright LEDs now that are 2 watt, 3 watt. So that can change through the roof. Satellite dishes, laptops, 15 hours. Stereo system. Who's running their stereo for, yeah, I guess you could. I mean, whatever. 20 watt TV, 70 hours. Well, I got 12. Well, that's changed quite a bit too, guys. My got a 42-inch TV and it runs 20 watts. So between the TV and the Blu-ray player, I get no problem watching, several nights worth of movies, or let the son watch several movies if the power's out. Depth finder, if that's what you're into. The reality is, guys, solar's a great thing, whether it's for an emergency situation or taking the steam off every day. The system I got set up on my roof now and I'm working on, I'm hoping eventually to be off the grid entirely. Minus maybe using the washing machine or using the vacuum cleaner or something like that on high things. We could probably do it, but we'd have to monitor it very carefully. My goal is, though, to day-to-day, all the lighting and applications, the fridge, TV, everything else to be off the grid. That's my goal. But that's how I started out, guys. From the progression of the lamps, the solar lamps for the shed, to the battery packs and one solar panel, to what I just showed you there, and then on beyond from there. The reality is, guys, that solar is becoming cheaper. It's becoming more effective. The panel technology has changed dramatically from when it first started out, and it's very easy to use. You set up a panel. You run a wire to a charge controller. It goes into the charge controller. You run another wire out to charge your battery, and then one from your batteries to an inverter, and that's it. You're done. It's step by step. When you buy these products, they show you pictures, diagrams. You don't even have to read anything. How to wear, what wire goes where. They're idiot proof. And it's a very effective system, guys. Whether you want to do it for just one room in your house to make it an off-the-grid room, whether you want to do it to help with your hydro bills, whether you want to do it because you're a prepper, whatever. Solar is not going away. And the sun is a wonderful thing to get energy from. So really check it out, guys. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And remember, it's not a question if the shit's going to hit the fan. It's a question of when. So always be prepared.